Terrorist Yevgeny Prigozhin praised Putin. The forum was not only effective but extremely timely, he wrote on the Russia-Africa summit. The African continent is indeed important for Prigozhin. His mercenaries are fighting there. The structures associated with the head of the Wagner PMC receive considerable income from mining, first of all diamonds and gold. Neither Putin nor, moreover, Prigozhin are ready to risk losing such a profit. According to some experts, maintaining the status quo was one of the unstated goals of Putin, who initiated the St. Petersburg summit.
The Wagner is by no means the only instrument in his African arsenal, but it has proven to be inexpensive and highly effective. The benefits that Wagner PMC offers the Russian state remain. The Kremlin tried to reassure Wagner host countries of its continued commitment to missions with or without the group's flag. Nevertheless, Russia's unilateral rejection of fruitful undertakings looks illogical. Julia Stanyard, analyst at Global Initiative Against Transnational Organized Crime, in an interview with The Economist.
The Kremlin's business interests in Africa have become a reliable insurance for Prigozhin. After the failed mutiny, Putin met with him in Kremlin, called the Russian pilots who were killed in the downed Wagner planes heroes, and announced that the Wagner group was leaving for Belarus.
It is obvious that Prigozhin is not repressed, his gangsters are not repressed, and Girkin, who opposed him, was repressed. And of course, not for those terrible crimes that he committed on your land, but for disloyalty towards Vladimir Putin. Putin is so weak that he cannot punish those who took up arms against him.
For the Kremlin, influence in Africa is vital. It forgave African countries $23 billion in debt, stated that it would deliver 25,000 tons of grain for free, and also that part of the supply of weapons and equipment to the continent will also be, I quote, free of charge.
He certainly failed to bribe them. I believe that the calculation was for something else. The calculation was for the individual bribery of individual African dictators. But apparently this didn't work very well either. In general, they ceased not only to respect him, they ceased to be afraid of him.
The president of the Republic of South Africa said that he would not consider Putin's proposal to replace the export of Ukrainian grain to Africa, both on the commercial basis and on the basis of aid. While Russia's war against Ukraine is going on, African leaders demanded to unlock the work of the grain corridor.
An agreement on grain supplies must be possible to try to save thousands of people who are dependent on these imports.
Putin had intended to attend the BRICS summit in August in the Republic of South Africa. This may have been his first official foreign visit since the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant in March for him on charges of illegally deporting Ukrainian children. Moreover, the Republic of South Africa is among the signatories of the Rome Statute, and therefore is obligated to comply with the decisions of The Hague. The South African authorities tried to convince Putin not to come to the summit. He responded by threatening to start a war with South Africa.
Russia has made it clear that arresting its sitting president would be a declaration of war. Cyril Ramaphosa, president of South Africa, from the address of the president of South Africa to the International Criminal Court in a Reuters publication.
The Hague made it clear that the court's decision is not a subject to review, and Russia's threat to start a war for the arrest of President Putin impressed no one. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Kristina Dombrovskaya, UATV News.